I just woke up and I'm already tired. All right. Kind of. I don't do this a lot, but uh, sometimes I find it very helpful in that working with music so much and sound in general, I tend to, when I listen to a song, I try to pull audio components out, just by listening and try to figure out if you were to try to recreate that sound, how would you go about doing it? And a lot of the times you find that people with digital audio workstations are using VST plugins, which obviously make things a lot easier to adjust, and you're able to get quality sound out of it. But if you're kind of like me, where you don't have money to pay for the VST plugins, and your cable internet service provider is kind of pissed because you're pirating shit off the internet, it makes it a little bit difficult. Actually, in 2 more days, I'll be getting both of my computers together. My older computer has a plethora of things, sessions and loop packs and VST plugins and stuff that I had from previous days. So I'm going to be getting all of that back onto this computer that we're working with right now, and hopefully get everything up and up so I can start creating beats a little bit better and engineering and producing better. Just because I was more comfortable with my previous computer, which has now decided not to work. So, but I'm bringing it to Geek Squad and get that shit all figured out. But again, when I listen to a song, there's sort of standard things like a kick and a clap and a snare and a hat and and you try to figure out how those are placed, or how you can create the rhythm or recreate the beat pattern. But then there are like these subtle notes or subtle things that happen in songs, and you can hear what it's doing, but you try to think to yourself, how do I get that to happen? How do I recreate that sound? And it may not be exactly like that, but I mean, it's more for the learning process, and how do you become a little bit more self-sustaining or self-sufficient to create these sounds, or just understand how it's made. That way you're more fluent in your workload, or your well, you know what I'm talking about. So I came across, I'm a big fan of 21 Pilots. I think they're extremely creative. And I got hooked on 21 Pilots by inadvertently coming across Car Radio. Watched that video, and I was like, man, who the fuck are these guys? So I ended up downloading their whole discography and burned them to disc, put them in the car, and got basically the whole family hooked. My wife is actually a bigger fan than I am, but it hasn't left our CD player, so we constantly listen to 21 Pilots. And in the years of listening to 21 Pilots and whatnot, Car Radio's kind of always been one of my favorites. I mean, most of their songs are fucking phenomenal. But in Car Radio, at the very front of it, here we go. Sorry it took me so long to get there, and I don't have the video up just because I had a hot glue gun related incident that I don't want to talk about. My face got kind of fucked up. I know it sounds weird, doesn't it? But in the beginning of the song itself, it's kind of hard to explain. It's like it's a frequency shifted, if I could try to explain it by words. It's a frequency shifted kick, but it's a kick that I believe has a snare component or a clave component to it. But we'll listen to the front. Excuse me. And forget about the hat, forget about the piano. Just listen to that kick thing. But you can, and it echoes out. But it echoes out different frequencies every kick, and the kick happens on every bar, start of every bar. So listen. Just make sure we're recording all this. Yeah.
I ponder of something great. My lungs will fill and then deflate. They fill with fire, exhale desire. I know it's dire, my time today. I have these thoughts so often I ought to replace that slot with what I once bought. Cause somebody stole my car radio and now I just sit in silence. Sometimes quiet is violent. I find it hard to hide it. My pride is no longer inside. It's on my sleeve, my skin will scream, reminding me of who I killed inside my dream. I hate this car that I'm driving, there's no hiding for...
Right? Boom. See what I'm saying? Okay, so there's a sound happening there. There's a component there that is shifting through frequency. So my idea is that I want to layer a sound and then shift it and throw it to a ping pong delay. So first, I'm thinking, we'll go with 3 tracks for now, but we're going to Control G it to group it. I like to have this sound so I can see everything. And we'll make it another color because that makes it sound better. And I'm thinking just a standard kick anyways. We'll find one somewhere. Right there. See, on my older computer, I had a lot better samples, man. I could scroll and look at kicks for days. I really want to clave. That actually might work for us, believe it or not. There we go. It kind of sounds clavey. And that kick might even be better. Alright, so I don't know, this might be a success or a huge fail. Who knows? There are a lot better, a lot more proficient people at this game than me. I'll put this guy to the side for now, and then we'll turn these guys off. So I hear them. Now we should just get a conglomeration of these 3 playing at the same time once. Oh. Right. So now that these are grouped, we can essentially bus them, and immediately I know I want a few things. I want a compressor. I know I'm going to need an EQ8. The order of these are probably going to change. And then I know I want some ping pong. I'm probably going to want some reverb. We're going to turn reverb and ping pong off for now. And it's kind of where I'm at. Okay, so I know it sounds all fucked up right now. Let me take the makeup off. Alright. So, of course, you're not hearing. Let me get rid of one, and we'll make 2 shelf and 4 shelf, and then now you should hear it the way it was supposed to be. Anyways, okay, so that's the first part of it, I think. So now I kind of want to gain stage a little bit. Gain staging is getting volume levels and whatnot. We can look at it this way, I guess, and I didn't really name these, but if we were to solo, not be enough. I mean, I don't think. Oh no, that's the wrong guy. Yeah. Okay. And this guy. A little bit loud. Okay, so now there's probably a lot more, or a lot of different ways to do this, but what you could do is you could just open up another track, record this. Well, here, I'll show you. We'll just go from master and turn this off, record, play. Okay, so now this guy, if you solo it, doesn't have any of these effects up here. It's coming straight off the master, so whatever the master here, so now it's all 3 put together, which essentially is the same here, and you could do less work to it. And actually, might even be a better idea to bring that guy up, and then we don't have to. I might kick us in the ass, though. So let's try it this way then. Alright, so let's put all that same shit down here. We'll go reverb, ping pong. We'll get all the shit figured out here in a minute. EQ8, compressor. So I wanted to compress. Then that, then ping pong, and then reverb, and then reverb's off, ping pong's off. These guys, get rid of 1, 2 shelf, 4 shelf. Okay, so we should have essentially the same thing. But what's more important, I guess, is if you were to look at a spectrum on this, like if we were to, here, if I can find it real quick, spectrum, we'll just put it on master. Oh. So you can see, all of these frequencies are being hit at the same time. Whereas if you're to just play the kick, let's say, see it? You get it at that low side, and then if you were to, we got this guy, he's bright, so you should see it like a mountain in the middle. Oh, maybe, oh no, it's got a little bit of the thump. on the front side of it too. Okay, I didn't realize it. This one is more kind of clavey though. So you start hitting the mids there. So essentially what we're going to be trying to do is sweep through that, all of those frequencies, and then have it echo out for us on the ping pong, and then kind of air it out with the reverb. So let's give the original song a listen anyways.
I ponder of something great. My lungs will fill and then deflate. They fill with fire, exhale desire. I know it's dire, my time today. I have these thoughts so often I ought to replace that slot with what I once bought. Cause somebody stole my car radio and now I just sit in silence. Sometimes quiet is violent. I find it hard to hide it. My pride is no longer inside. It's on my sleeve, my skin will scream, reminding me of who I killed inside my dream. I hate this car that I'm driving. There's no hiding for me. I'm forced to deal with what I feel. There is no distraction to mask what is real. I could pull the steering wheel. I have these thoughts so often I ought to replace that slot with what I once bought. Cause somebody stole my car radio and now I just sit in silence.
Alright, so I just want to verify, at least in my own head. Give me a sec. Okay, so that sound does happen on every bar. So we can immediately take what we have and go like this. We'll do that for 8 bars, and that'll give us kind of what we're looking at here. Now it's going to sound all fucked up to you, but watch. So again, all the frequencies are playing out. Let's see, we could just, this area, we could go like this, and then put it to a loop, and now you can just drag it out. Oops, no, you can't. I forgot. You gotta take this guy back to there. Now you can. Anyways. Okay, so now we want to pull out those frequencies. So within this, we have the EQ, and we kind of want to get surgical with this, or what they call surgical EQing. So we'll get rid of 2 and 4, and we'll just take 3 and have it be a notch. Is that a notch? That's, why? Give me a second here. No, it's reductive. Why? Yeah, I mean, I guess. Cue point. There we go. So, if we were to listen now, oops. Still don't like that. What if we were to take you know what might be better? Actually, what might be better is if we put auto filter on it. turn this off for right now. And then this guy will go like this. There we go. I think that's what we're looking for here. See? Okay, so now we just need to record that movement. Okay. I think that recorded, right? Wouldn't have? Yeah. So right there, that I'm not moving that. That's recorded now. So I think, kind of simply, we just start figuring out the ping pong. Well, we're on to something. I mean, obviously it's different, you know, and I mean, you're changing snares and hats and kick, but you can see what's happening now, you know. You're taking something that has a lot of frequency within it and pulling apart sections and moving it and pulling out sound with, you know, which with added to a just a standard beat makes it pretty decent. Let's throw something at it. I'm pretty much almost done with this.
Wait.
Yep, man. I'll just put it there because that sounds kind of neat for now. Anyways, hope you enjoyed it. Save. And hopefully this video works out. Yeah, just, always keep your ear open, listening for, different things. How can you try to recreate it? It kind of helps with engineering beats and even just, tonality and listening to people's vocals, figuring out how sound is affected. So, yeah, pull those instruments out when you're listening to a song and hop on your DAW and try to figure it out. See how, if you can recreate that sound. Obviously, VSTs are very user friendly these days and allow you to do make really quick moves on a sound. But if you're kind of backwoods and don't have a lot of cash and you want to still try to create something really decent, there are ways that it can be done, and you can do it through just your straight plugins or whatnot that you have within your software that comes with the software. You just got to learn how to affect it and adjust it. So hopefully that helps. I'm kind of hopeful this video went well, because it seems like every time I make videos these days, everything gets fucked up. So subscribe, like, joy, or whatever the hell, joy. Subscribe, like, or don't. I don't care. Architect here, just with a little bit of help to, I don't know if you took something from it. If you didn't, then I apologize. Either way, have a good day.